that.
Oh my
So
gosh,
here's
that
what
was
I
so
was going to
fast.
say. Happy anniversary and good morning to my friend and colleague, Bethany Salter.
Thank you.
Bethany, I used to do Monday morning motivation every Monday for like almost 2 years. And so I think I want to get back going to that. And I want to share something I was thinking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about long ago and far away in the land of when I was like 29. I was working with this company called Success Motivation Institute. And it was I was doing these trainees. I had no idea what I was doing, but we would always start out with the tale of motivation, right? Where you can lead with a carrot or be beat with a stick, like the donkey thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, that popped into my head this morning. And I thought, the only way to really be motivated is to just do something you want to do. Like that
Yeah.
takes all the problems away. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about like how many years I spent making excuses, like there's not time, there's not this, there's not that. And then you try to squeeze in little bits of what you really want.
Yeah.
And like, stop doing that. There's always a way. And when you're doing something you want to do, are you really having problems with being motivated?
Oh
So
my God.
talk to me, my love. You're about out ready to go out and finish building your castle.
Totally. I'm like my overalls and everything.
I know you're so beautiful in your
Thank
overalls.
you. Yeah, I love this conversation because you're right. Motivation isn't even a thing. It's like it's not required when you're in the flow and you're doing what you love. It's just
Yeah.
fun. It's just like you're just doing it. You're doing what you want to do. And I think it's a great thing. Like a lot of people, if you have like I don't know, instead of using like excuses, maybe ask questions. I love to just jump into like, okay, well, if this isn't working, what would work for me? What could I choose differently today? How could I even perceive what you're doing if you feel like you're stuck doing something? Okay, well, how can I perceive this in a different way so it doesn't feel like something so awful, until you can actually maybe physically change it.
Yeah, I mean, I think about like what we're doing now. Okay, so you and Tiffany and I are now working together, collaborating on this project. And there's something about the energy of working with people that you like. You know
Yeah.
how it is, like even if you're going after something you really want, but you're with people that you just don't align with, you're just all the resistance builds up into a wall instead of feeling motivated. So really, and we've been interviewing all these really amazing coaches, and a lot of people talk about motivation, and it's pretty interesting how many different perspectives there are on motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are really like, it's not about motivation, it's about discipline, it's about, creating subconscious habits, and all of that is really important. But at the end of the day, what happens when I wake up earlier, I can't go to sleep at night, it's because I'm excited about doing something I want to do.
Right.
How hard is it to allow ourselves to do that?
Right. It's so true. Like, what is your path of least resistance? And also, if you are resistant to something, and you're not finding the motivation, what is it showing you? Because really, it's like that's the thing. It's like everything that we feel or that we're aware of, it's showing us something. It's pointing us in a direction, or showing us something that we need to be aware of, or that we could be aware of that could change everything.
And you can totally want to do something that is on the other side of resistance.
Yeah.
I think it does come down so much to perception, because one of my favorite books in all the world is Stephen Pressfield, and he wrote this book called Do the Work. Have you read this book?
No, I
Oh
haven't.
my God, it's so good. Like I recommend everyone, no matter who you are, what you do, go out and buy it and read it. And it's a really fun book to read, just because of the way you have to see just the way he printed it and everything. But he talks a lot about resistance.
Mm,
And and when you shift your perception about it, because often we resist the very thing we need, right? But then we go, oh no, resistance. I'm not motivated. I quit now. But when you shift your perception and it becomes more like, what is on the other side of that? Or you just allow yourself to get curious.
right.
Because every time we let ourselves have something we want, that is motivation.
Mm,
So, but I don't think we understand that. Like it's playing games with yourself. You have to play mind games with yourself, right? So it's like, okay, if I feel resistance, what is the fun part of that? Like, what could I get curious about? Because when you're curious, you want something, right? You just let yourself want to
mhm.
know more. Am I
Yeah.
making sense?
Yeah,
Like,
you are. And I think a big part too is like really leaning into that resistance, like which can be hard. And that itself can feel like more resistance to lean into the very thing that you feel like you need to like run away from. Right. But I've noticed when I really practice that, like leaning into it and really feeling what is there within that resistance, oftentimes it like starts dissipating or it shows me exactly what I was looking for. And I didn't even realize it, you know?
exactly. So it's like get curious about what it is
Uh,
instead of having like a knee jerk reaction to, okay, that just means I have to shut down. But if you allow that sense of curiosity about whatever's happening, you might be interpreting it as danger when in fact it's the doorway to your freedom.
right. Right. It's like we've been taught everything the opposite, right? So it's like this
Mhm.
learning of how we were taught to do things and a relearning or a remembering of what the truth is for us and how to do it.
I love the word remembering actually, because we already know. And I know you know, and I know, and we all know, we already know. And the resistance is really, it's just refusing to allow that to be the truth
Yeah.
because of the conditioning, right? So it's like, no, no, there's no way I could possibly know. I must seek and strive and effort and hustle and prove my worth, right? That's not,
Totally. Oh my
those
gosh.
days are over. Yeah.
Those are literally some of the biggest programs I think that we all have is like that proving things. We've got to prove our worth and, be right and all those things. And it's like, if you can just step out of that for just a moment, and it's okay if you're right, it's okay if you're wrong. And you don't have anything to prove to anybody.
Yeah.
And you step out of that, it's like, okay, what's left? If I'm not left having to prove anything or make myself right, then what can I choose? Then
Yeah, I think I really believe this little conversation will motivate some of y'all if anybody's watching this, because it's like just give yourself permission to let the next step be something that you want to do.
yeah.
That is like following the path of least resistance, right?
Yeah.
And it
Like, how about this?
doesn't mean,
Give everybody permission to do that. I'm going to give you all
yeah,
permission right
yeah.
now.
So Monday motivation is your permission to take the next step in the direction of something you want to do. And it is miraculous how much energy will come out of that. That's one of the big, we went through an ordeal together actually, where I think we were slowly boiling away like the frog in the pot, the story of that poor little frog in the pot. And he just it progressively got hotter and hotter until he boiled away. And I think that if we can wake up to red flags of, oh my gosh, it's so weird how I feel like the energy is being sucked out of me, that is a really good indicator that you're not going in the right direction. And you might want to look at that. So Bethany, before we go, what are you finding? Because I do want to mention this project that we are working on. Actually, it releases today. So I'll put the link in so people can register. But and this is something that we are really motivated to do because we're sharing information and education, and it's all about the coaching industry and what is coaching and should you do it, shouldn't you do it, who are these coaches anyway? And so when you execute on something that you're really motivated to do, it just becomes easier. Like you're not driven by, oh my gosh, it has to be perfect. Oh my gosh, we have to prove that there's value. No, you just step out into, we care about you and we're doing this, and let's see if we can make a difference, right?
Yeah, it literally does feel like a way of service and how we can help others. And at the same time, it also feels very fun for us to work on these projects and to speak with these people. And so it's kind of like the whole idea of us talking about this new paradigm that's possible, that's here, that people can step into. And it's like where everything is a win-win-win. It's not just about us. It's not just about coaches. It's not just about clients. It's about everybody winning and everybody being able to, get something that is positive and helpful and, of value to them, basically, and make it work for everyone.
Yeah. It's so much easier to live that way.
Yes.
I mean, it like when you start making decisions from those places, you kind of have to wonder, like, why was it ever difficult, Yeah. And then when you get around other people, so that's part of what we're doing, is really wanting to bring the interviews, because it's a way to get to know different people. And then you can say, wow, I really vibe with that person, or I really respect them, or they seem to really have something that I want my life to have. And it's kind of like opening the door in a really safe, caring way for people to explore this area of coaching, because a lot of people it hasn't worked out for, a lot of people it has worked out for, and everyone brings something really unique to the table.
Right. And it's really nice to be able to listen to, for example, the interviews that we've done where nothing's been scripted. We haven't talked ahead of time about, what we're talking about. It was like, it's all been, at least, for me, it's all been very natural and just organic. Yeah. And there's been some really amazing things come through these conversations. I almost even feel like some activations and stuff around like receiving money and being able to just receive in general. And I mean, just so many cool things, you guys. Like it's exciting.
It is exciting. And it's just such a great time because, like you're saying, receiving, the receptivity is there for, it's like people are just more, and I guess there are people saying the opposite. So I don't know, but I feel like that people are more receptive than ever, and they want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear, okay, these are the 6 questions that we ask every single interviewee. It's really just not like that. We're just sitting down having these candid conversations, and it's been amazing. I can't wait to watch your interviews. I haven't actually seen them all yet. So it's kind of a surprise for all of us, and we hope that all of you will join us. I know you'll benefit. And it's just something free that you can join us at different levels, but there's a free level that you can come in and you'll have access to all of the interviews. So
Yeah, and so they'll just be able to sign up. We're going to be releasing the page today, right? Is that right, Michelle? To
Yeah.
sign,
Yeah.
entering your email, and you can join. And then we will send the interviews out. We have a specific schedule that each interview is going to go out, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way it works is when you can sign up now or, 3 months from now, and you'll still get just interview number 1, interview number 2. And that way we can continue to add to them because we want to, because we're constantly meeting. The more we dive down this rabbit hole, the more amazing people we meet, and then we'll be bringing that value to you. So you can sign up anytime,
I love
now
it.
or never, but not never. Do it
Yeah.
anytime in between.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, love. Well, do you have any last parting Monday? It is still Monday, right? Monday motivation.
No, I think that was great. I think that was great. I love what you decided to talk about. And I didn't even know you were going to talk about that. So
I didn't either. I was just thinking, gosh, it's Monday and I want to get back doing these lives again. And I used to do this Monday thing every Monday. And you know how you get on and you think nobody even pays attention. But then when you stop, I don't know, I started getting messages like, why don't you do that anymore? So I was like, because I'm not motivated. so, so now I'm back and I'm motivated, and Bethany is motivated, and now you are motivated, whoever watches this, because you have joined our motivation energy, and it's
right.
going to be an amazing week. I mean, think about, like, we're halfway through August. You better be motivated to make your dreams come true.
Yep. Let's finish out this year strong, right?
Yeah.
Like we're coming up, at least here in our part of the world, we're coming up on the end of summer, and it's like, okay, there's lots of things changing. Kids are going back to school, fall is just around the corner, and it's like, okay, what are you going to do for the remainder of the year to really like end it in a place where you feel happy, where you feel fulfilled, where you're not in a space of like regret, where it's like, okay, I am in the flow and things are going better than I even imagined.
Yeah, and our colleague Tiffany Ortega is actually doing a retreat. Maybe we'll come on and talk about that tomorrow
Oh,
in
yeah.
September, which would be a great way. I don't know if I'll be showing up for that or not. I'm not sure, but you just never know what might happen next. So
You never might show up for it too.
yeah. So we can talk about that tomorrow if you want to come back on. And between now and then, you go build a house, and I hope you start posting that stuff on social so we can see Bethany building her house. She's literally physically building her dream house.
Literally, physically.
Actually going out and like hammering things, right? Or
yeah, well, I mean,
and stuff.
Yeah, we're building, it's called a barn dominium. So I'm using a drill because it's a metal framed home. So yeah, it's crazy. I never ever thought in a million years I'd be doing this, but I am. And
it's totally amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, everyone, happy Monday. Be motivated and do something kind for someone else, because I don't know, it's just, that's the magic way to feel great.
it is.
Go motivate someone else, and it's like instant magic wand activation of your own motivation.
Totally. I love
do that thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So, love you so much.
I'll
talk to you later. Have a good Monday. Goodbye.
Everyone.